Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm returning to one of my favorite games of all time, Ash's Ascendancy, with the new Natural Magic set. And disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Natural Magic is the first expansion release for the new Ascendancy line of Ashes, although it's still fully compatible with the previous Ashes Reborn content. And like with the initial release, you have one new Dragonborn boss if you want to play solo co-op, and two new Phoenixborn with pre-constructed decks, although you can use their cards to add to other decks as well. If you didn't already own them from previous releases, this one also comes with 10 Natural Magic dice, which are one of my favorite because they do direct damage to enemy units. Love them. So I'm going to do a solo playthrough against the new boss with one of the new Phoenixborn, but then for the second bonus Patreon video, I'm going to take the other new Phoenixborn and go against one of the old Red Rains bosses from the Ashes Reborn sets, just to kind of compare and contrast how the old bosses feel compared to the new ones. But let's get to know some of the new details of these characters before we jump into round one. So first we've got Indiri Aldair, the new Dragonborn Celestial Hunter. He has 30 life and 4 threat, exactly the same as the other boss, but he uses status tokens he gains pretty frequently for a new effect. It says at the start of the Dragonborn's turn, remove one status token from the card. If you do, place one random arrow conjured aspect onto its battlefield. So he's got 3 different types of arrows he can summon. They all have the same core stats. They have 1 attack, 1 life, 0 blood, and the ephemeral trait, which means that after they attack and exhaust themselves, they become destroyed. But they have different other bonuses when they attack you, and you are shuffling these up into an arrow deck that you'll be drawing from whenever he has a status token to spend. And then, like the previous Dragonborn, he has a deck of aspects he'll be summoning. His behavior is exactly the same, how he rolls dice and resolves his turn. But his ready spell is pretty different. He raises his own dice up to get more status effects, whereas the previous Dragonborn lowered your dice to make them weaker. And then his progress, as you can imagine, does a lot of damage to people and summons even more arrows. So that's kind of the core stuff about the new Dragonborn. We'll see more about him as he actually plays his aspects. Now, as for the new Phoenixborn, she's Maeve Lumenvale. And both of the Phoenixborn in this set are half focused on one of the dice from the core Ascendancy set. In Maeve's case, it's the Artifice dice that go on cards and charge them to give them extra abilities, while the other character, Kana, uses the Astral dice that give you defense against attacks. But they also both have a bunch of cards that use natural dice, so it's a bit more complicated and interesting than the pre-constructed decks that came with the base set. But in Maeve's set, she has a pretty big battlefield, 6 units at once, and you'll see she can summon a lot of people, and a 4 spell board. She has 17 life, pretty standard. And her power as a side action, exhausting her and using a second level Artifice die, says choose up to 2 cards you control, place an Artifice die from your exhausted pool onto each of the chosen cards. So she can charge things really consistently, which you're going to see is super important for her character. And let me talk through my starting 5 that I've chosen for her. So first I've got Summon Snapseed. It's a main action to bring it out, and then in a future activation with a main action, Exhaustion, and a Leaf, you can place a Snapseed Conjuration onto your battlefield. And if this summon spell is charged, you can place an additional Snapseed onto the battlefield. And Snapseeds are maybe the coolest thing in her deck. Let's look at them. So a Snapseed is a 0/1/0 unit, and they have the Wilt ability, which says you discard them at the end of the round unless they have an alteration spell attached to them. But their main thing is Solar Sprout. If you take a main action, you discard them, but if they were charged, they turn into a Snap Trap, who, as you can see, are quite a bit better, a 2/2/0. But if they're not done there, the Snap Trap has the Solar Bloom ability. If you discard them if it was charged, you place a Floral Tyrant onto the battlefield. And these guys are kind of insane. They don't mess around. 3 attack, 3 life, 0 recover, of course, because they're a conjuration. And Ravaging Vines. When this unit is declared as an attacker, if it's charged, deal damage to a target unit an opponent controls equal to this unit's attack value. What the heck? So yeah, the Floral Tyrants are absurd, but you got to put in the work and get a lot of those Artifice charging dice to make them happen. Her other summoning spell is not nearly as exciting. Summon Capacitor Beetle. Especially because to summon them, you need a B die result, which is the 1 out of 6 highest die value for an Artifice die. And then you place a Capacitor Beetle on your battlefield, and it has another charge effect. If this spell is charged, draw 1 card. Not as exciting as the double Snapseed one. And the Capacitor Beetles are fine. They're a 1/2, so the stats aren't too exciting, but they've got the Void Shift ability to discard this unit to place an Artifice die from your exhausted pool onto a card you control, which doesn't seem that great, but you have to notice that that is an inexhaustible ability. That's why it has the yellow box and the little X above it. So the big thing is they can block and tank a hit and counterattack, or they can attack another enemy, and as long as they're still alive, even if they're exhausted, you can still use their Void Shift power to get something else cool going on. Okay, and we've got one more ready spell in her deck, even though she could hold one more in her pre-constructed one. She only has 3. This one is amazing and really makes all the other stuff work well. Photovoltaics, it's a side action and a second level artifice to play. And once it's in play, every round, if you have a random side action, you're going to use this card. Because look, if this spell has fewer than 3 status tokens on it, place 1 status token on it and raise 1 die in your active pool 1 level. Amazing, especially paired with natural dice, which can do damage to enemies if they get to their frog highest side. You may place 1 exhaustion token on the spell and remove 3 status tokens from it to place an artifice die from your exhausted pool onto a card you control. So if you've got the side actions, you're getting 3 raises to your dice and you're getting a free artifice to charge up one of your snap dudes and level them up. Just great. And then rounding out my starting 5, I've got the tankiest core unit, which actually isn't that strong, but she's got a nice ability. And that is the Botanist. She costs a leaf and a regular. She only has 1 attack, 3 life, 1 recover, meh. But look at her crazy ability, Nurture. As a side action, no limit, no exhaustion, attach a nurtured conjured alteration spell to a conjuration you control, which isn't amazing or anything. It's just +1 life, and you can only have 2 on your conjurations. That's your max limit. But again, it's a free side action you can use over and over again, as long as you aren't running out because you're using them on photovoltaics. And don't forget the wilt power of the snap seeds, which says they go away if they don't have an alteration attached to them. So if you don't have the time to level one of your snap seeds up, you can throw some tender lovin' botany on it, and it'll stick around for next round. And finally, to finish things off, I've got some Stone Cold Damage. Encircle, an action spell for 1 leaf. Deal damage to a target unit an opponent controls equal to the number of unexhausted conjurations you control. So yeah, that should be 3 or 4 damage once I get the seeds growing. So that was maybe a little bit too much information, but let's jump in and see how Maeve does against Indiri. And I am, of course, playing on heroic level where he's going to have +1 threat 5. I almost played on +2, but I haven't played Maeve as much yet, so I want to make sure her combos work. But I imagine I'll be able to crush him. We'll see what happens. All right, so we've got our 5 face-down aspects ready to go. At the beginning of the game, they alternate 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 blood, but for the rest of the game, it'll just be random which ones come out. And actually, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole battlefield. All right, let's roll our dice and see what we come up with. That was pretty terrible. Well, actually, my artifice rolls were great. My nature rolls were horrendous. Not a single frog to do auto damage, and only 1 leaf. Yeah, just to show you, if you haven't watched my previous videos and aren't familiar with natural magic, the highest value, the 1 out of 6 die face is a frog, and its power is, as a side action, you can discard it to deal 1 damage to a target unit. Fantastic for finishing off enemies or plinking weak guys. So I might have to meditate or use some photovoltaics to get those going. I've got 1 artifice die on the max and 2 on the second. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's dice. So for my first main action, let's certainly get our Summon Snapseed spell ready. And for our side action, let's do a photovoltaics, paying one of our artifice dice to play it. And now we can start doing side actions to raise up those dice and build up to a charge pretty quickly. But first, let's roll for Indiri, and he got a basic result. So he's not getting closer to building up a status. And he does a basic reveal, which says, attack if able, if not reveal. So he's just flipping his first aspect over. And it's a Fletch aspect, pretty basic defensive one. You'll see it has the shield in the bottom right corner. Just like the previous Dragonborn, he only has 1 type of aspect that defends and 3 copies of them, and they're a 1/1/1. And Fletch's ability is, at the end of the round, and when this unit is destroyed, place 1 status token on the Dragonborn, which means an Indiri will follow up by summoning an arrow. But it means we're in no danger of being attacked at the moment, because Fletch doesn't have any attacking icon. They just sit there and block. So I don't mind some time to get my garden going. Although, actually, I realize now I kind of want to charge my Snapseed spell first, right, to get double the impact of it. But I don't want to use my power. Should I just take a side action to put that die on it? Oh, man, but it uses my only leaf, huh? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So for my side action, I'm not going to use photovoltaics yet. I will go ahead and put an artifice die on my Summon Snapseed spell. Then for my main action, I'll exhaust it, use up my only good nature die. And I'll put 1 Snapseed, and because that was charged, I'll put out another one. Of course, they're both super weak with only 1 life each, but we'll try to fix that. All right, Indiri's up again, and they got a crown, which says they activate the Dragonborn's Ready spell, which is to upgrade one of their own dice, so they're closer to getting a free status. But then they just reveal. So who's next? Oh man, there's a nasty one to get early. Volley of Arrows. So it's a 2/2/2, and it has a status ability. At the start of the Dragonborn's turn, remove 1 status token from this unit to place a random arrow conjured aspect onto this battlefield. Well, that changes my turn a bit, because now I'm going to use Encircle to kill that guy before he gets free arrows going on. So as my side action, I'll activate Photovoltaics. I put a status token on it, and I can raise up a die. I mean, it has to be working towards getting a frog for my natural dice. Well, or in this case, a leaf to play Encircle. So I'm going to play Encircle as my main action. I pay a leaf, and I deal damage to a unit equal to my number of conjurations, which is 2, which is just enough to kill the Volley of Arrows. And that's an effect, so Fletch can't do anything about it. The Dragonborn can't block. And they're going to take 2 damage from the 2 blood. Legolas over here trying to get their arrow game going, but I say no thank you. Okay, and they got another basic one, so one of their units would attack, but Fletch can't attack, so they're just going to reveal again. Oh, but never mind, they're going to get arrows anyway, because this is Quick Shot. It's a 2/1/1, but they have the Dragon's Might ability. When this unit comes into play, place 1 status token on the Dragonborn. So they're going to summon an arrow on their next turn, whether I like it or not. All right, now what do I want to do? If I had a frog, I could just blast that guy now, but I don't. I mean, I guess he's just going to shoot my summoner, and the arrow is also to shoot my summoner, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. But let's go and get my Snap Seeds going. Oh, wait, I don't want to. I was going to use Maeve's power to get both of them charged, but I forgot that they come from the exhausted pool. I've only got 1 Artifice die in there, so I'd actually be wasting it. I got to spend an Artifice on something. Then let's maybe put my Summon Capacitor Beetle die out. But then I need a bee to be able to play that. So let's go ahead and charge up Photovoltaics again, and I guess raise this up to a gear. Yeah, this is definitely a slow to roll strategy. The other Phoenixborn with this set, she just starts dealing damage immediately. It's pretty great. And back to Indiri. Before we roll, we're going to spend the 1 status token to summon out a random arrow. And we got the Whistling Arrow. So it has the Terrifying 1 ability. This unit cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with an attack value of 1 or less. But besides that, it only does 1 damage. It goes for the Phoenixborn, and it's ephemeral, so it'll go away after it attacks. Okay, and Indiri gets, a dragon. Oh, which means he's going to reveal and attack immediately. Yikes. Might be saying bye to one of my Snap Seeds. Oof, or bye to my own blood. Lie in wait. So this one attacks me. It's a 3/2/2, and has the Concealed ability. This unit cannot be targeted by attack spells, abilities, or dice powers an opponent controls. And Unseen. This unit cannot be blocked unless all attacking units without the Unseen ability have been blocked. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is gonna hurt, y'all, because they are attacking with Quick Shot and Lie in Wait and Whistling Arrow. All of them have the go to the face symbol on them. So that is 6 of my 17 life coming at me right now. Do I block with a Snap Seed? I mean, I don't think I do, because if I can get one of them to be a tyrant, it'll be great. I think I just die. Yeah, sorry, Maeve. Nice to know you. Get shot in the face 3 times, but at least the Whistling Arrow goes away. And I'm not 100% on this one, but I'm pretty sure by rereading the rules that I shuffle this back in. But maybe they're supposed to have their own discard pile. I'm not 100% on that. Well, all right. Wasn't that fun? Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot that her ability costs 1 gear, costs 1 Artifice die, which means I would have immediately had 2 Artifice dice in my discard pile, so I don't have to do any of the stuff I did last time. Well, whatever. We'll keep things going. So I'm going to go and use her ability as my side action. And each of them gets charged. Although I'm forgetting that Indiri's going to blast the leftmost unit at the end of the round anyway. How much damage does he do? 2 damage to each opposing player's leftmost unit. So if I get the leftmost one all the way leveled up and nothing else attacks it, it has 3 life and it should survive. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that going. So I'm going to use the Solar Sprout ability and turn him into a Snap Trap, although he is not charged anymore. Oh, wait a second. It got placed onto the battlefield and the other one got discarded, so it's an all-new unit, which goes to the right there. Might be okay. We'll see. All right, back to Indiri. Oh, you got another crown, which means that's going to raise up another die. And immediately, the second that they get to 5, he gets a status token, and then he's just revealing the last card, which is the God Shield. Attacks the rightmost unit, has 2 attack, 1 life, 1 blood, but is armored. After this unit is dealt damage, prevent 1 damage from being received. So you got to hit him for 2 at least to finish him off. So now that everything is revealed, on the next turn, Indiri's going to summon an arrow, and then the God Shield is going to attack whoever my rightmost unit is. I don't love that. Well, here, we can do something about it. Let me, as my side action, activate photovoltaics, which now fires off its big effect. So because it has fewer than 3 status tokens, I add one on here. I'll raise up my blue die to a leaf to be able to play the botanist. And then I can remove 3 status tokens and exhaust it to get the snap trap ready to be a super snap trap soon. And then for my main action, what does the botanist need? A leaf and a regular. I'll get them both from the blue so I have more stuff to maybe charge people with. Oh, no, actually, never mind. I have nothing in my discard pile right now, so let's go ahead and get one of those. And she comes into play with her 3 life, ready to tank the God Shield's attack, and then she'll recover 1 life at the end of the turn anyway. Although she is not going to kill him, so there's no point to her even counterattacking. Now, before the God Shield attacks, we are spending the status to get another arrow. And this time it's an entangling arrow, definitely annoying. It's got the Tangle 2 ability. When this unit is declared as an attacker, the targeting opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level. So if I'm going to meditate to raise up my dice, I want to wait until the entangling arrow has done its thing. By the way, just a note, I have no cards left in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the encircle I played earlier, 5. All my stuff is out. Okay, and then yes, the God Shield is going to attack. My rightmost unit, the botanist, doing 2 damage to him. All right, now what do I want to do? I'd like to meditate to raise that die up, either to charge up another snap thing or summon a capacitor beetle. Oh, I forgot the capacitor beetle can themselves get an artifice die for me, so I might as well summon them. Ooh, and then they can also block the arrow. So yeah, let's do this. I'm going to meditate, discarding just the... well, actually, should I discard 2 cards? Yeah, let's discard 2 cards to get a frog to shoot at somebody too. So I'll discard 2 cards off the top of my deck. Oh, wait, no. I should only do 1 card because anything I don't use is going to get entangled in a second. So yeah, I'm just raising my Artifice die up to its B side. And then as my main action, I'm going to summon a Capacitor Beetle. There we go, with their 2 life. Okay, then on Deary's turn, he attacks with the Entangling Arrow. So I'm going to block with the Capacitor Beetle. He has to be exhausted. That would have died anyway, but now the Capacitor Beetle will also kill it. So he takes 1 damage from the arrow, and it lowers 2 of my dice. Haha, no it doesn't, because they're as low as they go. And that's going to be it for arrows until we kill the Fletch, which will bring him right back. All right, and now Mike goes to Crazy Town with plants out the wazoo. So what are we going to do first? All right, well, let's go ahead and do the Snap Trap. All right, so the Snap Trap goes away. And again, this new guy's coming in all the way on the right. So they're a 3/3/0. Remember, if I can get a charge token on them, they will do 3 damage to somebody when they attack. So that was my main action. And for my side action, what the hey, let's nurture that big boy, because the botanist can do that over and over, so might as well. Now he's got 4 life. And again, Indiri's just passing until I kill Fletch. Not the Chevy Chase character Fletch, that guy. That's a joke that 1% of you got probably. All right, then I'm going to level up the Snap Seed that was also charged. So we got the Snap Trap. Now here's the interesting question. What do I want to do? Do I want to destroy the Capacitor Beetle to level up the Snap Trap to have 2 Floral Tyrants? Or destroy the Capacitor Beetle to put a token on the Floral Tyrant so they can do double damage? I think I'd rather have 2 Floral Tyrants with nurturing on them going into the next round. That sounds amazing. So for my side action, I'll blow up the Capacitor Beetle, which again can be used even when he's exhausted, and get that guy charged. And then for my main action, let's get him biggened up. Yeah, so I do realize my plans of them tanking the arrow shot are not going to work out. The botanist is going to get shot. Going into my next turn, let's see. Oh, I timed this wrong. Hold on. We're going to undo that a little bit. They're all going to die, so I'm not going to worry too much. I'm actually going to meditate twice to raise both those up to frogs. That was my side action. Oh, wait, that doesn't work either. I'm just going to waste an attack on the Fletch. That's what I'm kind of annoyed by here. All right, then you know what? I'll change things up a bit. For my main action, I'll have the Snap Trap attack. Now, if I said I was directly attacking, and since they're a shield unit, nobody will even try to guard. So that's 1 damage to the Snap Trap. But now when I level it up, that'll all go away, and Fletch has destroyed 1 damage to the boss. But don't forget, when Fletch dies, they put a status token. So Indiri's actually going to come back from passing with an arrow. Another whistling one that can't be blocked by weaker people, whatever. And then he'll attack with it. I could block with a Floral Tyrant or with the Botanist, but I like the idea of her tanking Indiri's big attack. So no, we'll just go ahead and take this. Oh wait, so hold on. I do have to put these in the right order. The Snap Trap would have been to the left of the Floral Tyrant. The Capacitor Beetle's about to die, so that part I don't worry about. Oh, shoot. Why did I get 2 of these guys? I don't think I'm going to have enough actions to use one. Oh, no, I am because of the Botanist. Okay, good. All right, so for my side action, I will blow up the Capacitor Beetle to charge up the Floral Tyrant. And then for my main action, they will attack. So they're going to do 3 damage to somebody. Because they're charged, I get to do 3 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. All right, so let's blast their toughest guy, their Lie in Wait. And I guess we'll kill the God Shield with the attack as well, because they need to take 2 damage. So 1 from the attack. Oh, wait, but she will get the chance to potentially block for the God Shield. Well, let's blast the Lion Weight no matter what. So he's dead. 2 damage to Indiri. And then, yeah, actually trying to attack the God Shield. And let's see if they block. They do not. Only if they got a basic 1/3 Psy face would they have. So God Shield's gone too. And Indiri's at 6 out of 30. Okay, and then for my next turn, I will use my side action to blast the quick shot and do 1 damage to the boss. And then for my main action, the botanist will plink him once before she dies. Oh, wait, hold on. I can do this better. I can have as a side action first, before she gets exhausted, the botanist can nurture our exhausted snap trap, just to give him a little bit of more survivability for next round. Then she can attack, and then before I pass, I can blast the quick shot and then pass as my main action. So I did waste a die and meditation. Oh well. But the botanist got Indiri to 7 damage. With that, we can finish out the round. So the botanist recovers 1. It won't be enough, but she tried. We get rid of all the exhaustion tokens. And I have to exhaust all of the charged dice on these guys. All right, that's the end of round 1. Took a while, but I definitely feel more set up to kick some butt. Starting round 2 with the dragon phase, Indiri will be first this turn. First, they would cleanse, but there's nobody to cleanse. They would gain status. There's nobody to gain status. They replenish their aspects, 5 new ones. Let's see, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, so slightly on the harder side. And then they automatically progress to the next ready spell. If you haven't watched Ashes Ascendancy, this is one of the biggest changes from Red Reigns. It's not anything they have to build up to anymore. So first they deal 2 damage to each opposing player's leftmost unit, so that'll kill my botanist. Then they're going to place a random arrow onto the Dragonborn's battlefield, and they go to ready spell level 2, which has the same activated ability of raising 1 basic dragon die 1 level. The ready spell 3 makes it 2 dice, so they get a lot more status. And yep, they blast the botanist, Sadness, and they get an arrow, a burning arrow. This is the only one we haven't seen yet. It is aggressive. When it's declared as an attacker, it gets +1 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn, so it'll do 2 to my face instead of 1. And that does mean that he has a revealed card already, so if he rolls a basic die result, that guy's going to attack. Well, let's find out. Rollin'. Nope. He is going to raise another die, up 1, and then he just reveals. Who we got? Oh, dang, I forgot about these guys. These are their toughest dudes. Oppress. So it's a 4/3/2. It attacks the leftmost unit, and Oppress 1. After this unit destroys a unit an opponent controls by attacking, place 1 exhaustion token on that opponent's target leftmost unexhausted unit. That is nasty. And the Floral Tyrant doesn't have a charge token, because otherwise they could just blast that guy with their power. I could get them 1, but let's go into our turn first. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't even have them take their turn. I should have rolled my dice. Okay, that's better. I got leaves this time at least. And a butt. Wow, my artifice dice are the best they could be. But still no free froggies. And let's see what spells we got. Another snap seed. I don't know if I need that. Oh god, 3 snap seeds. And some new stuff. Let's look at it. Okay, Shock Gauntlet. There's an alteration. It costs 1 gear. When attaching the spell to a unit you control, you may move an artifice die from another card you control onto the attached unit. If you do, you may deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls, and it gives them attack +1. If that seems a little bit confusing, I could, as an example, put a charge die on the Floral Tyrant to blast somebody when they attack, and then move that same die onto the Snap Trap to level it up. Something like that. You get the idea. I've got Catalyst. 1 gear again, draw 1 card, place an artifice die from your exhausted pool onto a card you control. You may move an artifice die from a card you control onto another card you control. Yep, so lots of movement going on. And then finally, Overcharged Growth. Cost 2 basic, it makes the unit unstoppable. This unit cannot be blocked or guarded against by units with an attack or life value of 1 or less, which means it would completely invalidate the Fletch's ability to block them. And the more important thing, it gives them attack +1, life +1, recover +1. Now the 2 summon snap seeds, I don't think I need those at all. Although it does just give me a way to waste main actions if I don't want to use them to meditate. All right, so what do I want to do? I am very worried about that Oppress guy, because I can take care of him pretty easily if I have a bit more time. Now it's only a 1/3 chance that he'll attack. On a basic die roll, he would be the leftmost unit that the Dragonborn has. On a crown, they'll reveal this guy, and on a dragon, they'll reveal that guy and attack with him. That's a 4/6, 2/3 chance. Because I really don't want him to kill my Snap Trap and also exhaust my Floral Tyrant. I also though, don't want to tank for my Snap Trap and take 4 damage. That would leave me with 6 life for the rest of the game. That's not great. I mean, I could just use a side action to get that on the Floral Tyrant. It's kind of wasteful because, as you saw, I have so many things that like pull Artifice dice back and move Artifice dice and all this cool. Well, I guess I could still move that Artifice die, actually. So maybe that would be okay. Because then he's definitely dealt with. There's nothing they can do about it. All right, so fine. That'll be my side action, and then I'll exhaust him for my main action. I guess I'll try to attack the Burning Arrow, because I am worried about me having 2 more damage on me. But when he attacks, because he's charged, he gets to deal his 3 attack damage to the Oppressed, so they're dead no matter what for 2 more damage on the boss. And actually, should I even attack the arrow? Should I just blast him? I can take 2 damage. Yeah, I'll just blast him. So that gets him to, what, 12 total? He's nearly half dead, although I'm going to be more than half dead after this arrow shoots me. All right, so yeah, let's see what he does for his turn. Oh, he is raising this up, so he's getting a status token for next turn. Then he's not attacking with the arrow yet, he's just revealing. Oh, it's another quick shot, so he gets another status token, so he's going to summon arrows for the next 2 turns, because he can only spend 1 each turn. And yeah, I wish I had some frogs to blast these guys. Oh, but here, I can do some other fun stuff. I'm going to play Catalyst as my... Oh, that's a side action. Okay, that's interesting. So Catalyst requires me to spend a gear. The order is important here because I spend that gear. It lets me draw a card. Oh, I got another card you haven't seen yet. Aspiring Growth. Costs 1 leaf. Gives somebody +2 attack and +1 life, but this spell can only be attached to a unit with an attack value of 1 or less. Well, dang, would have been great on my botanist if she was alive. But that's okay. Then I get to place an Artifice die for my exhausted pool. Haha. Glad I spent this one on a card I control. So let's put it on the Snap Trap so they can transform. And then I also get to move a Artifice die. So let's move it from the Floral Tyrant. So I can either put it on the Capacitor Beetle, which would let me draw a card when I summon them, or I could put it on the Snap Seed to get 2 Snap Seeds for the price of 1. I like that option better. But that was all a side action. So for my main action, I do lose the Nurturing of the dead botanist, but I gain a second Floral Tyrant, which is the most I can hold at one time. All right, and now here they come probably, nope, they are going to reveal again. I should just be getting some frogs to shoot these guys. Oh, another Oppress? Wow. Okay, well, at least this time I can kind of deal with it, right? Okay, now what do I do? If I can get him a die, I can blast that. Oh, I forgot about her power. So, okay. I'll go ahead and use her for my side action. I'm spending a gear, which gives me 2 Artifice dice, and we'll Artifice him. And sure, I guess we will draw a card if we summon a Capacitor Beetle. That's fine. And for my main action, let's go and attack with the Floral Tyrant. We will once again blast the Oppress. And do I just blast him again and see who can rush down the other person faster? I think I do. So that's 5 more damage, 3 from my attack, and 2 from destroying the Oppress card. So he only needs 13 more damage. But if they both attack me, the Quick Shot and the Burning Arrow, I will only need 6 more damage, which is more than 13. But it's fine. I'm sure everything will go great. Okay, they are revealing and attacking with somebody new. Let's see who it is. It's their third Oppress. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh. So it does 4 damage, so it would kill even my boosted Floral Tyrant. Gosh, man. And then it would not do anything else because it says it puts an exhausted token on my leftmost unexhausted unit, so it wouldn't do anything to that Floral Tyrant. Alternatively, I could do my once per round block of it. That would bring me to 11 damage, and then if these Quick Shot Burning Arrow attacks go off, I would be at 15 out of 17. Oh, is all that worth keeping? I'm going to keep the Floral Tyrant. That's my boy right there. We're taking the damage. This is so dumb. Oh, I gotta get some frogs to blast these guys or something. Or wait, I can just get some blockers. Okay, I got a plan here. For my side action, it's been sitting here waiting. Let's finally put a status token on the photovoltaics. Oh, but wait, I forgot to put out another arrow. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's another flaming arrow. That would kill me. Okay, I think for my turn, I need to get some blockers. So let's do photovoltaics to raise up one of these to a... where is it? A frog. So if I get the chance, I can blast a Quick Shot or somebody if they don't attack next round. Then for my main action, let's spend this leaf to get some double Snap Seeds going on. Yeah, now worst comes to worst, if they do attack this turn, I can block both of the Burning Arrows, who will blow up anyway, and then I can frog the Quick Shot later. All right, let's see what they're gonna do. Wow! What? Oh, sorry, they do get another arrow first from their status. That's an entangling arrow. That one's annoying, the one that lowers my dice. But then, yeah, because they rolled a crown, they're going to get another status token, so I'll just keep that one there. And they're revealing again. They're not attacking yet, which actually is probably the best thing could have happened. All right, and who is it? I'm in a precarious place here, y'all. It's a God Shield. That's okay. I can deal with them. All right, so that's interesting. That means that on their next turn, the quick shot is going to attack, and they'll get a 4th arrow. Man, I wish I had Kana, the other Phoenixborn, because she has a hurricane that does 1 damage to every unit. Yeah, you can imagine how that goes with all these arrows. But actually, the God Shield does buy me time to plink more people with frogs, right? So yeah, as my side action, let's go ahead and get my photovoltaics powered up. Oh, wait, if I do that as my side action, I can't shoot the quick shot. Dang it. Everything I want to do pretty much is a side action. I mean, I guess I could like Aspiring Growth my Snapseed. No, but that would use up the leaf that I want to shoot the quick shot with. Oh, here, for main action, I can summon a capacitor beetle for my 1 remaining good artifice die. No, and I forgot to tap her to show that I'd already blocked. Oh, wait, but if I do that, the God Shield's going to kill him instead of a Snapseed. So never mind, I won't do that yet. Instead, I'll sort of waste a main action by putting another copy of Summon Snapseed out that I never intend to use. And then for my side action, I'll plink away the quick shot. Okay, then on their turn, the God Shield will attack a Snapseed and kill it. All right, now they're about to do their arrow insanity. So now I will summon the Capacitor Beetle as my main action, because he can tank a shot from the entangling arrow for me. And for my side action, I guess I'll do the photovoltaic and start working towards something stronger. Okay, then it comes the big attack. Oh, wait, they're going to mess up my thing anyway. Well, that's okay. Yeah, the entangling arrow will lower this die right back down. And then these 3 are all attacking, and these 2 both have 2 attack. Well, I'm going to have the Capacitor Beetle block the entangling arrow and take a damage. And then I could raise that guy up. And actually, yeah, my new Summon Snapseed would make that kind of easier. So I will go ahead and block one of the burning arrows with the Snapseed, and it goes away. The other burning arrow will get through, though. Oh, and crud, he had another status. It's another entangling arrow, so that'll get through as well. So what am I at? 14 out of 17. Well, we withstood the storm, and I don't think anybody else is coming. And once again, we got a lot of stuff to play with. Oh, I forgot to draw a card when I summoned my Capacitor Beetle. Another Catalyst. Interesting. All right, so let's try this. For my side action, I'm going to go ahead and do off my photovoltaic. I will raise this up to a leaf, and I will charge my Snapseed, I guess. And then for my main action, I will spend that leaf to summon 2 Snapseeds out. Huh, I said I wouldn't use that card. I lied, apparently. All right, and then I can still do some crazy stuff. I'm going to do some crazy stuff. But to do the crazy stuff, I need to meditate first because all my dice are terrible. All right, so for my main action, for my side action, I'm going to meditate. I think I need to do it at least 3 times. I need to do it 3 times. Actually, wait, is there anything I want to discard from here? Actually, I don't think I want to get rid of any of these because I might need the Summon Snapseed for an extra main action. All right, so I max charge those. Then for my main action, I'm playing Aspiring Growth onto the Capacitor Beetle. I'm not going to blow him up. I'm going to make him a 3/3. I used one of my nature dice. Okay, next turn, I'm going to use Catalyst. So that uses my 1 Artifice die that's left. So I get to draw a card. I get to place that 1 Artifice die onto somebody. And then I can move an Artifice die onto somebody else. I got another Summon Capacitor Beetle spell. Well, y'all can see where this is going, of course. So main action, we'll sprout a Snapseed. And he's a hungry boy. And side action, we'll use my last die to blast that Oppress so that he is killable by a Snap Trap. Okay, next turn, main action, we will do another Snapseed. And side action, we'll do nothing because I got no dice left. Okay, and then main action, we'll try to kill the Oppress. We'll see if Indiri has something to say about that. He does not. Ooh, the bleed damage gets him to 20. All right, then for my final action, I guess I'll try to kill the God Shield. We'll see if the boss blocks. And, they did not. So when the dust settles, they have 21 life, so 9 remaining, and I have less, 3 remaining. But it's not going to matter because how much damage am I about to do? 3, 6, 9, 11, 13. Oh, well, let's see if their ready spell will save them. Deal 3 damage to the opposing player's leftmost unit. Haha, my nurtured comes in to save him. And he summons 2 arrows. Yeah, so we can just call it because I'll immediately wipe him with a huge attack before he can defend at the beginning of the next round. All right, so with the play finished, what do I think of this new expansion? And generally, I like it a lot. I do think Indiri is a slight improvement over Skatha. Yes, in the end, their main ability, their status ability, is kind of similar. She does 1 damage directly to the Phoenixborn. He summons arrows that tend to do 1 damage directly to the Phoenixborn. but I think it's way more interesting to have enemies with special powers to deal with than just doing straight up damage. Now, I do think her ready spell is a little bit nastier since she's lowering your dice, which I think is a little bit more annoying than him raising his. And then her final ready spell, milling through your deck or forcing you to take damage, is kind of more interesting than just doubling the dragon dice raising. And I think her final 3 progress is a little bit scarier. She keeps on blowing up your units and adding extra aspects, whereas he just puts out extra arrows, although I guess that will kill your Phoenixborn pretty quickly. But his abilities are cool, the arrows are cool, they remind me quite a bit of the Siege of Lord's Wall with the zombies who would be coming out. Those were also 1/1 creatures. And I enjoy his deck. It's not blowing me away. It's still not as wild as some of the later designs in the original Red Rain sets, but we're only 2 expansions in, so it's okay. And still, my biggest complaint is that you only get 1 set of aspects with these guys. The Red Rain's bosses having 2 different ones you could swap between with crazy different powers. That was always pretty amazing. But the great thing here is that you get 2 Phoenixborn decks instead of only 1 in the Red Rain's expansions, and they're great. I'm always a sucker for conjuration-focused decks, and I love the transforming thing, eventually getting these crazy floral tyrants. There have been a few transforming units in Ashes in the past, but these ones are really fun, and I love how Maeve uses the Artifice dice, moving them around, pulling them back from the exhausted pile. Issa Brightmoor was cool, but I like the Artifice dice here even better, and that's important because right now they're the only 2 ones that really care about using them, and having more cards in the pool to mix and match if you want to do deck construction is certainly good. Because I'll repeat again, I said this when I covered the last set, the Artifice dice are weird because they don't work unless you have cards that care about Artifice dice in your deck. Whereas if you just saw this playthrough, you saw Nature dice are always awesome. It's always great to do 1 damage to people. Astral dice are great. They always prevent 1 damage from being dealt. So the Artifice dice are still weird to me in that they don't have as much use outside of their key decks, but this one made me much more a fan of them, because man, are they interesting with the charge effects that can be achieved, and if they're going to keep splashing them in with maybe partial Artifice decks in the next set too, I think I'll be completely won over that they are a cool part of the game. As for Kana, again, I'm going to do a bonus Patreon playthrough. I'll probably go record it right after this. But she's really cool. She has tons of really strong action spells, like Hurricane that hits everybody. I mean, look at this card for a second. It removes an exhaustion token from a Phoenixborn or a ready spell. Lower 3 dice in your opponent's active pool 1 level. Deal 1 damage to all units that opponent controls. I mean, give me a break. And her Phoenixborn power is to dig through your deck for action cards. Amazing. Her units aren't as impressive. Her tankiest one is the Storm Chaser. She's a 1/3, but becomes a 3/3 if she attacks in the same turn that an action spell was played, so that's pretty cool. And she can summon Galewind Hawks and Storm Spirits. The Hawks are great. They're a 2/2, but when they attack, they can either grab a natural die or an astral die and use the die's power, so it can set them up for defense in their own attack. It can deal extra damage to finish off the enemy they're going against. Love them. So yeah, it's just a fun, punchy deck. Definitely a lot more aggressive than the one you just saw with the building up of the plants and everything. So Kana's great, Maeve's great, Indiri isn't totally blowing me away, but he's fun. And I gotta say, the more I play, the more I really am liking the Ascendancy mechanics and how simple it is with just rolling the same dice. I've even been won over. I didn't do this in most of my previous plays. I'm actually playing with rules as written for the boss blocking. Because I'm on the record as hating that the boss can just block over and over again if they get lucky die rolls. But here it just feels that little bit better because if they block, they didn't roll a good die to charge up their status tokens faster. And if they did roll a good die to charge their status tokens up, then they didn't block. So it just gives like that little bit of psychological push to make me feel better about the mechanic as a whole. Oh, and I guess I'll finally throw in, just to finish the review, if you don't have natural dice yet, they're probably my favorite die to splash into every single deck I play. Damage is always great. So if you don't own them, that's another reason to get this expansion. So there you go, that was the Natural Magic expansion for Ashes Ascendancy. And again, over at Patreon, I will have a playthrough with Kana, and I'm actually going to go back again, so I haven't played them in probably a year or more, Corpse of Vyros, the original Red Rains boss, because I really want to see how the early Red Rains compare to these new Dragonborn. Maybe those older sets aren't as good and varied as they are in my nostalgic memory. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.